Yo, what's good, my niggas? Back with another video, man. Benji the Dawn, y'all know the vibes, man. I don't do the intros and outros, man. We just gonna get into the vid, man. We got Sicaros who killed for $700. Vice News. I'm not gonna lie, I like Vice. You feel me? I jack Vice. It's gonna be a few of those videos on this page too. Like, let's see what they talking about though. It's a good spot for me. Go right here. Make it a little bit smaller. Alright.
He's charging around $700 for a killing, sometimes killing several times a week. Most of his teenage years, he's been a gang member. So I can only imagine what those eyes have seen.
Oh.
My name is Mads Nielsen. I'm a documentary photographer based in Copenhagen. So this is the work about homophobia in Russia. The first images are from 2013, and then I just keep going back. Homophobia in Russia is happening on so many levels. It's happening within people themselves. It's happening in the families. It's happening in the street. What Putin is afraid of is that if you are a lesbian person and you talk about being lesbian to a child, suddenly that child will be a lesbian as well. So the law does not make it illegal to be gay, but it prohibits what they call gay propaganda to children. The consequence of this law is that you cannot show a rainbow flag to a child. The first image here is of Kirill. So right here you have the police, on this side you have some of the homophobes here, and in the middle you have Kirill and his two friends. Kirill bleeding from his face because they're being punched at, they're being spit at, they're being kicked, all because Kirill is gay.
Damn.
What I like about the image is the way that his
They giving it up out there like Jamaica, nigga. They wildin'.
friend are embracing him. I like the stare of her eyes. I like that her lips are just slightly open. And what I find in this image is not just victims, it's also survivors. This is a very, very horrible image. It's actually a picture taken off a screen, and that's why you can see all of this here. This is Mashinkevich. He's a self-declared militant homophobe. Mashinkevich and his group put up a fake profile on a dating app. But when the person shows up, they catch the gay person, they drag him to somewhere, and they'll torture him for hours.
Oh,
They
hell
are
no.
pretending to cut off his head. They're interviewing him with this dildo. They're writing.
That's not funny, but that's not funny, but yo, bun that up, yo. Hey, yo. Nah, wait. First of all, I got a few things to say real quick. Like, first of all, I feel like, I feel like niggas that super duper gay, like, anti-gay, like niggas that be on some shit, like terrorizing niggas and shit, bro. Like, them really be the ones, cause bro, why you hating so much? You feel me? Like, it's one thing to, you feel me, just stay away from it, but then it's one thing to like go towards it. Like you're antagonizing. Like nigga say he went on a dating app. Like, bro, you going mad hard, bro. You going mad hard. Like, going mad hard for what? Like, you wildin', bro.
To cut off his head. They're interviewing him with this dildo. They're writing on him, shaving his head, painting rainbow colors. They film everything and share it online. And there's many other groups like this one in Russia. And some of them are even worse, where they rape the person, where they force them to drink their own urine to cure them from being gay. Those videos were made to encourage homophobia. But what I'm trying to do now with these frame grabs and putting it into this new context is directly the opposite. So I think this is the only funny picture I ever took. It's from another pride. You see all the balloons from the activists in rainbow colors. And in the foreground here, you see Russian policemen. If you look at the text on the back of them, in Russian you pronounce it Omun. But the joke here, of course, is that if you're looking at it through a mirror, it says homo. And they know.
Nah, that's funny.
A few years ago, I did a story on maternity health in Nepal. And as part of this story, I was being given a tour by the director of the main hospital in Kathmandu. And he opened a small room, pointed at a chair where there was a small baby left alone. The girl did not have a name. The mother left her because the girl suffered from this illness where the liquid can go to the head, but it cannot. Leave. When I went to her and looked her in the eyes and smiled at her, she smiled back. So I printed the story and there was a lot of reactions. One of the reactions was from a businesswoman, Cecilia. Cecilia wanted to go to Nepal, pay for all the operation needed in order to save this little girl. She named her Victoria. They did a lot of exams. Despite her handicap, she had the functions of a normal child.
It's like, how does shit like that even happen to niggas, bro? Like, you gotta be something. You feel me? Your luck gotta be.
Between Cecilia and Victoria
We like,
became stronger and
bro.
stronger. For the first time, there was someone who actually cared about her, someone to play with her. Here, Cecilia is using her mirror and her makeup to show Victoria her own face. As Cecilia explains, she's now probably the closest to a mother that Victoria ever had. So the plan is to put a small tube inside her head to drain out all the liquid. This is getting increasingly.
Bro, I thought this video was about killing niggas, bro. Thought this video was, you feel me? Like, it's on some sentimental vibes,
more
bro.
and
Like,
more complicated.
I had to check the title real quick.
Victoria in the operation theater just moments before the operation starts. Obviously, the little girl is scared, and you can see one of the nurses is trying to comfort her. But the operation actually went very well. More than 1.5 liters of liquid came out of her head. Things were getting better. It was almost like you could see the little girl was being relieved. But then there was hard days, moments where she seemed to disappear more and more. So this is where the story ends. Cecilia received a text message from the doctor in Nepal. She's back in Denmark, and it says something like this: "Dear Cecilia, be brave. We tried, we all tried, but it was her fate. Try to find peace." The little girl did not make it. But as Cecilia says, at least someone cared for her the last days of her life. This project is called We Are Indestructible. It's about...
Yo, why she catch up like that? Yo! His face, like, nah, he look frass out. Word to he off some next drugs. She look lit, like, her leg catch over my son, bro. Big spliff, not a cigarette. Browning. Nah, this is funny as hell right here. This is funny as hell.
This project is called We Are Indestructible. It's about the Colombian conflict that's been going on for more than 50 years with the guerrilla group FARC and the government soldiers. And there's also a story about what is financing much of this, which is the cocaine production. More than 220,000 people have died in this conflict alone.
So he was
This picture is of Andrea and David in a secret guerrilla camp inside the jungle. They are both members of the FARC guerrilla. It's a group that's been labeled as terrorists. And yet here we have a more intimate image of the two of them in the bed. I asked them,
yo,
like, are you a couple? Andrea, she did like this.
Wait.
Of them in the.
I'm thinking these is boots right here, bro. How she got her nails painted and all that? Like, what's going on, bro? Like, my son need a shape up, bro. My son is wildin', bro. This is wildin', bro.
Bed. I asked them, like, are you a couple? Andrea, she did like this. On the chest of David, she said, no, we're not a couple. He's my lover. And and it shows a bit of that fierceness and that strength that you see in a lot of the Colombian women.
Brown in.
There's a lot of waiting time, so they're using the waiting time a little bit more interesting than most other soldiers. So this is the final stage of the cocaine production. So as you can see, Martin brought his wife, he brought his 2 children, and it's really just a family business. These people are not getting rich. It's the cartels who's getting rich. This is just ordinary farmers trying to make a living. They're really caught in the middle between the many armed groups. One thing that was a little bit concerning though was that Martin was also teaching his son how to make cocaine and what you need to do when you're producing it.
Young nigga right here about to be rich as a bitch. He finna be rich as hell. In these times, like, in his future, like, you feel me? If he used this skill to the best of his ability, some people take their pain and make champagne, man.
Is you need to taste it once in a while. And I remember that the son liked it a bit too much.
Oh, he used to taste it? That's wild.
So here we are in Cali, one of the most poor neighborhoods.
Okay, so this is what we came here
it's
for.
A gang-controlled area, and one of the gang is this one. This is John and Brian. They're robbing, they're stealing, but they also do murders for money, sicarios. Brian told me that he hates his job. He hates doing those kind of things, but he feels forced to do it because of poverty, because of no other options. One of the things that was so sad to me is also that whenever I revisited the area, some of them have been killed in the meantime.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. They look like some yard niggas. I'm not gonna lie. They look like, you feel me? Imagine somebody pull up on you with a gun that look like this, bro. Bro, this shit will probably blow you into smithereens, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. You got a Ghostbusters hat on.
Revisited the area. Some of them have been killed in the meantime.
This fake look like a girl right here. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like a little sick dyke, bro.
Whenever someone is taking cocaine here in Europe, in the United States, wherever in the world, made in Colombia, you're also financing the war. There's a trace of blood directly from the discotheque to these areas in Colombia. As I try to explain, the most important word for me in photography is empathy. I think that is the power of photography, that we can really use it as a tool, as a bridge to bring people closer to one another. So whenever I photograph hate, or war, or conflict, I'm looking for moments of hope, of love, of passion. And I hope the people who see the images also get inspired, because if we're not inspired, nothing will ever change.
I'm not gonna lie, GG's in the chat. GG's in the chat, man. Bust a tear, man. I can't really, for me, the serious shit, sometimes it be throwing me off, but you feel me? GG's in the chat, man. That was a good message, man. That was a good message. I'm jacking that. I thought it was gonna be straight about, you feel me? Word. Kill for $700. Like, I'm trying to see who. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? I was trying to see what's going on, but that was cool though. That was calm.